Title: Big Pharma vs. Uncle Sam, a pharmaceutical plot twist. TLDR, Bigwig Business Organization, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, says no fair and slaps Uncle Sam with a lawsuit over a new plan to let Medicare negotiate drug prices. The chamber echoes similar suits from drug makers, who also ain't thrilled about the setup. They argue it's unconstitutional, but is it really? Or is it about protecting Big Pharma's fat profits? In the latest episode of Business vs. Government, Battle Royale, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce has stepped into the ring, challenging the U.S. government over a recent initiative that would allow Medicare to do a little price haggling with drug makers. The chamber claims this program is unconstitutional, but some might wonder if this is really about constitutional rights, or just about the almighty dollar. The suit was filed in an Ohio district court against the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the U.S. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Kinda like a David and Goliath story, but with corporate suits instead of slingshots. The chamber's move echoes a similar action by drug maker Merck, who also gave the government the side eye, arguing the new drug pricing program is a big no-no under the First and Fifth Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. It seems the trend of questioning new policies is more contagious than the flu season in a college dorm. The cause of all this uproar is the recently introduced Inflation Reduction Act. This act, passed by Congress last year, basically tells Medicare, hey, you go ahead and bargain those prices with drug makers to keep costs under control. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal for taxpayers, right? But apparently, not everyone's a fan of a good haggle. The chamber didn't just file a lawsuit and call it a day. Nope, they put out a full statement on their website explaining their rationale for challenging the government. Or as some might see it, justifying their decision to oppose a measure that could potentially lower healthcare costs for millions of Americans. Now here's the kicker: what if this suit isn't really about constitutional rights, but rather about protecting the fat profits of the pharmaceutical industry? Could it be that Big Pharma and their buddies in business organizations are just not down with any measures that could shrink their profit margins, even if it means more affordable healthcare for the masses? Of course, we're not here to tell you what to think, that's not our jam. And just for the record, this ain't investment advice or health advice. Just us, breaking down the news in all its twisted glory. But here's a thought to chew on: is this lawsuit really about the Constitution, or is it another case of big business pushing back against measures that might eat into their profits? And what would it mean for you and me if these kinds of tactics were to succeed? Let's get the conversation started.